me. Thank you, Seema, for inviting me firstly, and for, of course, the Bridge team for organizing this discussion, because the topic itself is interesting, and from what I heard from the non-development, non-profit sector, and from the corporate perspective, from Jindal Stainless Limited, I take care of the CSR of the entire group. I think there's a bit of disconnect in today's context. So there is a bridge, there's a gap in some of the areas that I've heard so far, and what my perception about corporate taking on, not directly, but indirectly, the role of the non-profits. Now there are a lot of areas in which we get engaged directly with the communities. And if we look at the Future Shock, that Arvind Toffler's book, in which he had quoted the fact that the reason for this gap, one of the reasons is that we are increasing the sophistication of deception faster than technology of verification. It goes both ways. It goes for corporations, it goes for the non-profit organizations, or verifications. Sometimes you don't even verify the fact that which corporate is just diverting funds, like what you said about charity. This shift which is taken from charity, philanthropy to corporate social responsibility towards sustainability. Sustainable CSR, strategic CSR. Now all these terms that are coming up are aligned to something which a corporate needs to survive. It needs, of course, a license to operate. It needs the communities to get that license in those remote areas where we have established our factory locations. If we are acquiring the land, there is a definite responsibility of the business to ensure that some of those challenges that are being faced by the community are taken care of. And if you see on 28th of May, just about 3 days ago, that amendment which has come from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, in which they have again reiterated the fact that the investment on CSR is required to be done on priority around its plant locations, around its locations. And I was a bit quizzed because there are areas we have to go much beyond, and that has been given in the Section 135. That priority has to be given, of course, the areas around, but you can go everywhere else. But this amendment, which has come just 3 days ago, again has got us thinking. There are questions, but the background of that, the background of this recent order which has come, this circular, is duty order, is Vedanta, is something which has happened at Sterling, because the investment was not done there, it was done elsewhere. The PSUs, and I'm talking, I don't know if anybody here from PSU. There's a lot of investment that they have, maximum actually. Where are they spending that money? Is it because of pressures of the political class? Is it because of some religious phenomena? Is it some sponsorships? Or are you investing that kind of money where the communities need that? That's the reason why this thing has come up. It's more importantly targeting the PSUs, it's more importantly targeting some of the companies which are investing in areas which are not aligned to the 13 activities that are actually mentioned around the plant locations. So there is a gap of understanding between, of course, the government organizations, between the private sector and the not-for-profit sector. 3.2 million, 41,000, that one says that from the NITI, which are actually on ground, visible, were doing some sort of work. And a sample study started to be carried out, they have reduced it even further to 3,000 engines. I mean, there has to be some sort of a kind of a deception game which has to be targeted through technology of finding out what is right and what is perceived to be right. These gaps have resulted in a number of challenges. Some of my colleagues sitting over here, I'm sure representing large organizations. Some of my colleagues sitting over here represent very small organizations. Why isn't the funding going directly to that implementing organization? Who have got that expertise? That's my experience. Having served in the army for so many years, and having served in the development sector now for quite some years, and with Jindal, I changed this. And I really see that there's a lot of potential in the smaller NGOs.
Yeah.
Because those smaller NGOs are implementing NGOs of the larger NGOs. I don't want to name any. I've done both. I've partnered with the larger ones, that's a challenge. Because no, that smaller one, nobody knows. But if you tell me that that NGO is good on the ground, I think word of mouth is more important than those listing of Credibility Alliance or listing of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs or Institute of Corporate Affairs. I believe that. I may be wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel that selection of an NGO remains a challenge. We go wrong sometimes. So I think that's some of the challenges that we have faced in the selection process, in the reporting inadequacy, and as rightly brought up Ms. Jinsi, is the capacity of that NGO to deliver the SROI that we keep talking about,
Right.
social return on investments. There are some of the issues that I think the corporate really needs to get answers, to get outcomes. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Great.